MEAC basketball in the month of February. You know, expect nothing different. Man, it's extremely hard to win in this league. Every night you got to bring your absolute best against whoever you are playing because every team in this league presents a difficult challenge, right? Shout out to our girls. They got their first victory over the conference leader, right? That's a prime example. Um, we knew what was at stake. Coming in, we know they've been on the run. They've got some extreme confidence. And the one thing about basketball is such a rhythmic game that when you're out of it, you can practice it, but it's nothing like playing. So I was concerned with our conditioning. Corey Carvey, like got a case of the pneumonia. He's been battling stomach. Like he wanted himself. He was tired every 2 minutes, but he gave me everything that he had, right? So he ain't play his best. Gage didn't play his best, but it's the next man up mentality. Everyone stepped up, and we got to coach better and close games better. That's 100% on me. We haven't been in that situation an awful lot, and oftentimes you can practice it, but it's nothing like those game situations to learn. But I thought we had huge stops and some boneheaded plays down the stretch. We missed some layups. Number one, Zion, like he was a monster, right? He ended up with 19 and 15, so we had real difficulty matching up with him. And then Staples started hitting some threes, and that's on us. Like we have to get out. We know who the shooters are. We've had 4 or 5 days to identify the shooters on tape, and so we're just letting them have spot up and catch and shoot threes, and that kept them around. But hats off to them. They made significant plays. And I thought we forced, some critical turnovers at some critical times. And, Gage was able to step up and hit 2 huge free throws that put us over. And DJ had an incredible floor game. He had 18 to 7, so he really stepped up and made some critical plays as well.
And just kind of speaking to the scrappiness at the beginning of the game where it seemed like no team was really scoring too much, but you guys were showing a lot of defensive effort.
Mm-hmm.
Was that part of the game plan coming in? Would you have wanted to score more points? Of course you would have
Yeah,
wanted,
yeah.
was that just kind of something you guys planned on doing, coming out of such a long break and just be really aggressive?
Yeah, I was like, look, we're just going to get lost in it. We're not going to be out here thinking about a lot. Just get up, let's go full court man to man, get lost so you don't have to think about it. After the first time out, I played basketball a long time and coached it. We call it ring around the mouth. My entire team had ring around the mouth. Looked like they went to Krispy Kreme and ate some hot donuts and all of it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I needed chapstick for all of them. That meant you ain't in the proper conditioning. So that was my concern. But I thought once they got their second win, we were able to execute some things. Slack got us started, and I think we was up 20-8 at one point. And then we turned the basketball over. And so these things become domino effects, and our bench have to do a better job of valuing and taking care of the basketball because those things become contagious, and, it allows them to enter back into the game.
That's a temporary number one spot right now. Talking about the NBA conference is so prestigious, how you got a great ground every single game. How does it feel like being able to make it, not halfway through the season, but you're sitting 4-1 in the conference right now? How does it feel right now?
For me, it feels good, right? But I've been here before. I've been doing this a long time, right? So I gotta make sure I maintain their heads because they haven't been here before, right? And so we're not gonna get outside of ourselves, and we're not gonna pretend as if we've accomplished something and they're giving us some ring. Like, we don't even talk about championships. We just talk about being the very best that you can be every single day. And then when you look up the work and all those components of the work and your effort and your concentration, the results will show. And I'm a firm believer of that. But we're not going to come here every day talking about we in first place in championships and so on and so forth. When I go in that gym tomorrow, you don't know if we won by 10 or lost by 10. And that's the concerted effort I have to have. As a coach, they're elated right now, and they should be. As a coach and as a leader, I always have to be the opposite of their emotions, right? So when they up, I got to come in and say, nah, right? I got to find some fault in it, right? And when they down, I got to come in, hey, man, it's not the end of the world. Come on, right? So as a leader, it's my job to be the antithesis of what they're doing emotionally.
You had 28 points off turnovers. Did you guys practice that or over that?
We try to spend a lot of time on that, right? Doing 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, 4-on-3s, 5-on-4s. I don't think we're really good at it. We have to be better. So obviously we like to force a lot of turnovers, but once we force them, we got to get to the other end and execute. And early on, I just thought we was playing kind of sluggish, and we were rusty, but I wasn't going to give them that built-in excuse. And I know it just from being a basketball player. You have a break off, it's tough to get your rhythm back, right? You haven't played against anyone outside of yourself. At practice, you kind of limited it with what you want to do because you don't want to go too hard and have any injuries, right, before the game, but you want to go just enough so they can still maintain their conditioning, but it's nothing like the emotions of a game and the adrenaline of a game to get your conditioning and second wind back. So I'm proud of us for that.
And, Gage was he was, on and off all game. And for him to make those clutch those at the end, what does that say to his character?
He's an incredible free throw shooter. But he's learning, right? He's learning. What I have to guard against with him and, pretty much all these kids is social media in the outside world, right? That's so influential. And you can have a good game, and now everybody is atting you and telling you the best thing since grits and sliced bread and da-da-da-da. And, you're young, so you start to believe that, right? And, meanwhile, I'm telling him, that's not how I go. I've been here, right? And it's going to be tough. When you the number one guy on that scouting report, like, they're going to take away your A, B, and your C. So now you got to get into your D, E, F bag, right? And I was telling him sometimes forget your point total. That's not a metric of how well you played. How do you impact winning, right? I scored a bunch of points when I was here, but if you call my old coach Greg Jackson in here, he'll tell you my best game was against Winston-Salem State when I dove on the floor and secured a victory for us, right? Like, he will tell you that. Meanwhile, I'm over here thinking, man, you see my game against you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking the points and so on and so forth, but I'm trying to get him readily prepared for the mentality of it, right? And it's going to be every single night, and he got to play at a different speed, and he can't measure his success from a point perspective. It just got to be, how do you impact winning, right? And so if you would have told me before the game, Corey would have 6 points and Gage would have 5 and we would win, I'd be like, man, you lying. Nah, like, that ain't happening. But everyone else in that locker room stepped up, so they on scholarship too, so we demand a high level of consistency and production from them as well.
Coach, as a former player and present coach now, you talked about how I know how important it is for you to see good brand of basketball. Dionte Johnson was one of the leaders in assist to turnover ratio. Your team is forcing a lot of turnovers. They're doing a lot of things well, taking care of the ball. How does that make you feel at this point in the season?
We've always been a team and a system that valued the basketball. So, throughout the years, our numbers have always been pretty efficient, in terms of turnover, field goal percentage, and so on and so forth. I think right now my major concern is when we're turning the basketball over, right? Like, it's 3-4 minutes left with winning time. You really have to value this basketball, right? And you can't take any chances. I think DJ heaved it like 35 feet like he was Lamar Jackson. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, take care of it, right? And so what they don't quite understand right now is the value of one possession. When it's a 2-point game and it's a last possession game, everyone looks at the last minute of the game. But the truth be told, it's always something that happened at the 18-minute mark that changed the landscape of the game or allow another team to go on a run, right? And so I'm just trying to get them to respect the game and understand it with a holistic IQ as opposed to just looking at the last 4 minutes of a basketball game.
With that being said, I think one of you all's last turnover with Gage Lattimore there. What did you say in the huddle after that?
I tried to move on to the next play, but if you look at him, like, one thing we have to work with Gage on is his body language and his speed, right? And so guys getting up on, you can't play at a snail's pace all the time, right? And so I was calling for a timeout, and he was bringing it, and I thought the guy jumped in front of him, and, you could have caught it a block or whatever, and then it hit off Gage's foot. He'll go back at film because he's a student of the game, and we'll point that out to him, and he'll learn. So now next time he's in that situation, he'll know, okay, let me sprint it up and protect it, right, and not be loose with the ball and rely on the officiating crew to give us a call.
Dub, against your original team.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
It feels really good.
What do you think of your impact on the game tonight?
I think my impact was really good, actually. We had a few guys feeling under the weather and just, couldn't bring it today, and I was fortunate to step up and bring it and be that support for them.
So you guys had a really long break. How was it coming off such a long break, getting back into a rhythm out there on the court?
It wasn't too rough, actually. We just stayed down, practice, and, fixed some things and got better.
What was your mindset going into the game? Playing your former team, I know there was a little bit of animosity.
Yeah.
Talk about your mindset for the game.
Really just I gathered the guys together. I let them know that this is my former team, my former school that I attended. And the biggest thing was just win any means possible.
And Coach Moton was really animated tonight. What does that do for you guys on the court?
That really pumps us up because we know who he is, we know how he is. So seeing that side of him, it just really pumps us up and gets us going.
And you guys forced 22 turnovers tonight. What did you guys see on the defensive side of the ball that allowed y'all to get those turnovers?
Really just our principles. We stayed down to our principles. We had a long 2 weeks, I guess you can say, and we just practiced and fixed a lot of things such as our defense, where we were able to come out and force a lot of turnovers.
And from the stands, it looked like at times you're sort of an energizer bunny.
Yeah.
You lead the conference in steals also as well. So just talk about how doing the little things. I think you were the leading scorer tonight too. So just doing the little things, how that normally plays out and what that kind of looks like on the court.
As a point guard, you got to be able to lead and you got to be able to do all things. So I just feel like that's just one of my jobs that I have to bring every day, whether I feel like doing it or not, or whether I'm sick or not. I just have to bring that type of leadership, that type of energy, no matter what.
Speaking of sick, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I'm good.
No, we know Corey was dealing with a bit of a illness today.
Yeah.
Were you guys kind of playing for him as well? He was getting everything for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. We told him hey, just come out here, play your hardest, give us whatever you can give us, and we can hold you down and support you.
You guys have, I think, Norfolk coming up next.
Yeah.
What's the message going into that game? You guys are at the top of the MEAC right now.
Really just the same thing to win. We're going into a crazy atmosphere. A lot of guys is from different places, so they don't really understand that. But I'm fortunate to be a returner here and fourth year in the MEAC, so I know what kind of atmosphere we're about to go into. So we just got to stay focused and come out with the dub.